folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Daniel, and if you've been around a while, you may have seen a previous video where I built a custom wireless charging setup for my Porsche Cayman GT4. And let's be honest, that was a bit of a project. I was hacking things up, hard wiring, things that aren't exactly beginner friendly. That's why today I'm introducing my new wireless charging solution. It's sleek, it's functional, and easy to install. Pretty much anyone can do it. There's no cutting wires, no cutting up your Porsche parts. It's pretty straightforward, and it comes right out of the Jet Fuel Only garage. And today I'm also doing a giveaway. That's right, I'm giving away one of my wireless charging mats along with a wireless CarPlay adapter. To learn how you can win, just keep watching. So here's what sparked my journey on this. You see, I don't like clutter. I like my car's cockpit to be just like it was when I got it from the dealer. I don't want extra charging mounts, phone mounts, or cables running around. It's just that simplicity that I really enjoy. You see, wireless charging is more than just a convenience for me. It's kind of a vibe, right? So with my setup, I just get in my car, one-handed drop my phone into the center console, and away I go. Same thing getting out, just grab the phone and get out. No messing with wires, and wireless CarPlay works great. But the problem with most wireless charging mods is that you're gonna have something in the cabin, some mount or something in the cup holder, and all those work fine, and if that's the way you like it, perfect. But for me, I want it hidden. I want it OEM-like. And the setup I did in another video worked great, but I've definitely improved it, and I wanted a way so that you could do it yourself without having to worry about destroying Porsche parts or, special tools. So I went back to the drawing board and started with a simpler, cleaner solution. Introducing my 3D printed rubber wireless charging mat. It's meant to look just like the OEM mat, but instead it does house an original Apple MagSafe charger to give you that OEM look. And if you want to customize the mat, yep, that's an option as well. These custom mats are designed to work with the 981 and 718 Porsche Caymans and Boxsters, as well as the 991 generation of the 911. I've designed it to fit iPhones and iPhone Maxes, but I haven't really reached into the Android market. If you have an Android phone and you're looking to see if it fits, shoot me a message through my website at jetfuelgarage.com and we can talk about if your phone might fit or not. The installation is pretty straightforward, and you only need two things in addition to the charging mat you buy at my website. You'll need an Apple MagSafe charger. The original Apple MagSafe charger is designed well and it's reliable. It's quality your Porsche deserves, and the mat is designed to work with that. You'll need the one with the 5-foot charging cable. That's to ensure that it reaches down to the passenger footwell power outlet. And that's where the second thing comes in. You'll need a USB-C power delivery capable 12-volt plug. That's going to ensure that that Apple charger is working at peak performance. I'll have a full detailed install later in the video. You can jump to this time to see it, but here is briefly how it goes. You'll remove the OEM center console mat, or if you have the signal booster, you can remove that, and I'll show you how that's done. Then you'll need to remove the passenger side leather trim, as well as some of the trim around the shifter and the option buttons there. Thankfully, Porsche's designed things really well, so the chances of breaking any clips or anything are very low if you follow my instructions. I've done this dozens of times and I haven't broken anything. Next, plug in your power delivery 12-volt adapter and the USB-C from the Apple MagSafe charger and test it out. After that, you can put all your trim back together and you've now got wireless charging in your Porsche. All that's left is to add a wireless CarPlay adapter. The end result is a fully functional OEM-style wireless charging mat in the center console. And there was no hard wiring, so it's fully reversible and you don't have to hack up your original mat. You can save that for the next owner in case you don't want to give them your charger. Now, some people have asked me about heat. Anytime you charge your phone, it's gonna generate heat. That's just physics. But when you use a high wattage wireless charger, it creates even more heat, especially when you put your phone in an enclosed space like your center console. And I have seen thermal throttling done. That's the great thing, is iPhone knows when your phone is too warm and it rolls back the charging to protect it. I found that it's highly dependent on how warm your phone was before you put it on the charger. Maybe you've been holding it in your hand, or it's been in your warm pocket, or the interior of the car is warm. All these things are going to contribute to how long you get a charge before the phone decides to throttle it back. Now, if you use CarPlay in your car, these generations of Porsches only have wired CarPlay, so we got to get around that now that we're wireless. And that's where the wireless CarPlay adapters come in. I love the Carlinkit 4.0 and 5.0 units. I've been using similar ones for years. They're reliable and they connect in about 20 seconds. Plus, I like their shape and size. When you buy a mat from me, I'll give you an extra double-sided tape. You can put it in your Carlinkit adapter and stick it to the inside of your center console lid so you won't even notice it's there. Remember I said there's a giveaway, and this giveaway is gonna include one of those Carlinkit 4.0 adapters. This combo is gonna give you wireless charging and wireless CarPlay, no cables, the way I think it should be. The charging mat is available at my new website, jetfuelgarage.com. You can order it there, and then for your other items like the Apple charger and the power delivery 12-volt adapter, those you can get with my links down in the description of this video. Those are Amazon associate links where you'll help support the channel by buying with those links, but you won't pay a dime more. And thanks to Carlinkit, they've given me an affiliate link, so if you use that link in my coupon code JETFUEL18, you'll save 18% off one of your CarPlay adapter purchases. So, do you think this is the cleanest, most OEM looking wireless charging solution for your Porsche? I think it is, but I'm a little biased. So what about that giveaway? If you like this, you'll want to enter the giveaway to win one of my charging mats along with a Carlinkit 4.0 wireless charging adapter thanks to Carlinkit. Here's what you need to do to win. Hit the like button, be a Jet Fuel Only subscriber, and down in the comments, say anything you want, but make sure you include Charge Me Up. After 100 likes on this video, I will announce the winner and send one out to you. Now, let's get on to the detailed install so you can see exactly how you can add wireless charging to your Porsche. For this installation, you'll need the following tools: a thin credit card or driver's license. I felt my credit card was a bit too thick. A plastic trim tool, a flathead screwdriver, a length of coat hanger about 1 foot long, some masking tape, a T27 Torx bit driver, and if you have the signal booster, a pick and some needle nose pliers. To get started, let's start with removing the OEM rubber mat. If you have a signal booster, I'll get to that next. Use your credit card or a thin driver's license to slide behind the lip at the very back of the mat, and it takes a little work, but eventually you'll be able to grab that lip and pull the mat out. Now, if you have a signal booster, you'll know it because it's a thicker unit and there's a little picture of a phone on the rubber mat part. It attaches by 2 metal clips and there's a couple of wires attached to it. Let me show you how to remove it. You just want to slide your credit card or thin driver's license behind the rubber lip at the very back. It can be challenging because it's a tight seal to get behind the rubber lip, and then even harder to get it up enough so you can grasp it with your fingers. Once you get it lifted up, you're going to reach your fingers underneath that rear lip and pop up the signal booster, pretty much just straight up to release those 2 metal clips. Don't pull it up too far, of course. There are 2 short cables attached to it. I'm going to show you how to remove those next. We'll start with the yellow one. Use your pick and depress the small clip here. While you're pressing that, pull it out with your other hand. I found the purple one more challenging, so look closely. Use your pick and you need to press it down towards the bottom of the connector, and there is the clip there. If you don't hit it at the right angle, it won't work. So here I've pressed it. Now I'm going to use my needle nose pliers to grasp it and gently pull it up from the socket. I was unable to do it with my fingers. The cables will be in the way, so you're going to need to stuff them down into the hole underneath the console. This takes a little bit of work, but you'll get them in there, and make sure they're not blocking the path. That's actually where we need to run our charger through, so it'll have to be pressed down farther than that. Just understand once the wires are down under there, they will be a bit challenging to pull out later. Next, we need to pull off the passenger side leather trim section. Now, to do this, you're just going to use a plastic trim tool to pry between the center console and the trim. I do recommend some masking tape on your painted carbon fiber or metal trim. It just helps minimize damage, but if you have the metal one, it doesn't really get damaged by a plastic tool. Starting from the rear, you'll pop each of the clips loose, moving towards the PCM or stereo. It's important to understand that the piece slides rearward to come out. That's because there's this pin that goes into a hole next to the PCM screen. It also moves slightly towards the passenger seat as there is this hook here. A small plastic spacer often separates. You'll want to take that and put it back on the trim piece. Next, if you have a PDK, you'll want to pop up the base of it. I know the shifter's not here, but you should be able to pop the base up. Just about a ½ inch is all you really need. If you have a manual or an aftermarket PDK shift knob like I do, just reach your thumbs into the forward section and lift up, or pry gently from the sides with a trim tool. The next thing to remove is the trim surround, and the first time I ever removed this, it took a lot more force than I expected, but it comes out just like this. It's a pretty strong piece. I like to start prying it up from the rear. Notice in this shot, I didn't pull up the shift boot first, it just came up with the trim. Next, we need to remove the button or switch panel there. Grab your flathead screwdriver, and we're going to go into these holes here. Gently press and pry in these holes to take the pressure off the metal springs, and that will help lift up the button panel. With only half of it released, it is difficult to get out, so you may be able to get the ones on the driver's side as well, and if required, remove the driver's side trim, but I didn't need to. Just some gentle prying there, and I was able to pop it out. Remove the connector by pressing on the small white tab and separating it. Next, grab your Apple charger and the plastic mount that came with your jet fuel charging mat. There's a small notch in the mount. Align the cable with that notch and press fit the Apple charger into the mount. Next, we're going to run the cable down through this hole and then along the trim. But because it's a floppy cable, you're going to want that length of coat hanger. Tape the end of the cable to the coat hanger and run it through there until it comes out down by the shifter linkage. Move the cable out of the tunnel through this hole here, but make sure the cable isn't going to hang up your ashtray cover if you have that smoker's package. Tuck it up over on the far right side. And then it's going to go along the trim. So go ahead and pull all the length of cable out. Now we need to run it down through the trim in this area, but this screw is keeping that plastic a little tight there. So let's remove that. It's a T27 screw. Use a hand tool or a power tool. With the cable taped to the coat hanger, run it under the trim like this. Remove the tape and coat hanger and then readjust the cable so it's at the top of the plastic trim just above the power outlet. Now you can add your power delivery adapter and plug in your USB-C. Now it kind of sticks out, so I do prefer these 90-degree USB-C high-speed adapters. I'll have a link down in the description. This is going to help keep it a little closer to the center tunnel there, and although it's pretty obvious from this angle, you and your passengers will barely notice it. Now that that's done, replace that T27 Torx screw and bunch up your wires nice and clean because we're going to tuck them down into the plastic trim there. Just make sure you're not blocking any of the clip holes. And now let's put together the charger and the mat. You don't want a lot of cable slack. It should be only the length necessary. Spread open the slot where the cable goes and press the cable down in there. Now fit the charging unit into the mat. There are some grooves for it to snap into, and it should sit slightly inset so the adhesive makes up the difference. On the top, it should fit fairly smooth and flush. Remove the backing of the double-sided tape and position the mat, making sure the cable is fully tucked into the slot and out of the way. Set the mat down and it should sit flat. Now, let's test it out. Oh, the satisfying sound of Apple MagSafe. With everything working, let's reassemble. Put your button panel back in by connecting it first and snapping it into place. You may need to lift up that hazard switch to get it out of the way first. And then let's put that trim surround on. Make sure that the gasket is tight on the trim and push it down into place. I love how all these Porsche parts just snap back into place. Replace your shifter. If you have a PDK, you probably don't need to do this. Lastly, put that leather trim back on. Again, you need to slide it forward into the hole next to the PCM screen, and also watch that hook at the lower section. Make sure that it gets hooked into that hole. Once the hook and the top pin are firmly seated, then make sure all of your pins are perfectly aligned with the holes before tapping the trim piece against the center tunnel. All right, last thing is to install our Carplay adapter. Apply some adhesive to the back and mount it to the center console lid. You can set it higher, you can set it lower, just make sure the cable doesn't get smashed when the lid closes and it's not too short that the lid can open all the way. Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked it, show me by hitting that like button and consider subscribing. Hit that bell to be notified of more Porsche DIY mods. Thanks so much for watching the Jet Fuel Only channel. Stay fast, but stay safe. We'll see you next time.